All right, now I'm joined by one of those GOP presidential candidates, Steve Laffey, the former mayor of Cranston, Rhode Island. Mr. Mayor, thanks so much for taking the time tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It's great to be with you.
Let me start right where Rachel left off. Ask the question we've been asking all of the candidates. Are you comfortable with a former president holding on to sensitive classified documents, including about the nation's nuclear capabilities?
I am not. There is no fine line when it comes to truth. My competitors running for president keep tap dancing around. You see people like Mr. Ramswine say they're going to pardon him on the first day. This is bizarre behavior. Mike Pence won't rule out a pardon. I say he needs to step down now. I say that if this is true, that he should spend time in jail, a lot of time in jail. And let me tell you something. In January of 2016, then candidate Trump made a very famous statement that he could shoot someone on the street and wouldn't lose any votes. That really wasn't true. But I'll tell you another thing. You put at risk people who handle these secret documents. You put at risk our nation and all the people that work so hard in our intelligence communities, the sergeants, the captains. There's a colonel in 3 years in prison for taking home the wrong documents in Florida. You do that, and a lot of people want to see you taken out in a suitcase. This isn't going to fly at all. And I don't know why the Republican Party puts up with it. I mean, the president of the United States I'm in New Hampshire. He came to New Hampshire. Another channel hosted an event. People were laughing. St. Anselm College didn't stop it. He had been convicted one day before for sexual assault by a jury. That wasn't enough. Enough is enough. He has to go. He will not be the nominee. I've had it. And I think America's had it. And I'll tell you right now that the candidates who are running for president, the other ones who are namby-pamby on this because they want the votes, they don't realize that within 3 months, everything changes. President Trump has met his Waterloo, and it's time to focus really on the middle class, and that's why I'm running.
And yet, sir, we've heard that a lot over the years, that he's met his Waterloo. You've called on him to leave the race before. You just did it again on our air. I'm curious. You say it doesn't make any sense. What do you say to your GOP, the GOP field running for president right now? Some of them not only have not called for the president to step aside or even criticize the president, some are kind of like backing what he's saying. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm watching the governor of Florida talk about Hillary Clinton as a comparison because they have handlers and they don't want to lose certain votes today. But the country is in serious trouble on many issues like Social Security and financial issues, our taxes, the fact that poor people can't get out of the middle class because of high marginal rates. These are real issues for the middle class that we have to solve. And I tell everybody when I speak here in New Hampshire, like last night, I tell them the truth. Now, it may mean that I go nowhere. If people don't want the truth, I have a very hard message for America to hear. But it's one about fairness. And the one about Donald Trump, because I'd never voted for him, I wouldn't support him. He's a narcissist. He has a mental illness. Why do you think he said these things to people about having these secrets? Why do you think he kept them? Why do you think he obstructed about it? He likes to feel important. It's all about him. I think it's time for America to realize that. But I will tell you, this is vastly different than anything else he's done. You combine this with sexual assault, where you watch people laughing in my party, supposedly. I watch people laughing. I wasn't brought up that way. And that isn't going to happen if I'm president. And I may go nowhere again. But it has to be said, it has to be said clearly, enough's enough. It's time for him to leave the stage. And if guilty, he goes to jail for quite a period of time.
Well, let's talk about your bid for a minute. The GOP base has stood by the former president largely, and we even saw his poll numbers go up after the first indictment here in New York. So, facing that, and I see the look on your face, yeah, it seems insurmountable at times. How do you plan to make a dent in that and win the Republican nomination?
Well, one, things change rapidly when they change. People who have announced been in the lead, you've watched this, not to have been the names of a man named Bush from Florida, and they collapsed, or the good governor of Wisconsin who collapsed. This will change over the next 3 months, and you will watch everybody run away from him. They will run away. They'll never know him. First of all, a lot of people who are running work for him, right? But now they're running against him. So I think that's all to my benefit. I only have one program. and that's to fix the middle class. I'm a financial expert. I'm the only financial expert in the race. I taught the top finance course at URI. I turned around a city from bankruptcy. I'm the only person like this with an educational background. I'm the only one with 6 kids who the reason you haven't heard from me is that I'm the only one with a daughter with stage 4 cancer for 8 years. And that's where I've been with my family, taking care of her. And so we ought to have a normal person be president, someone with a background. I am a Harvard Business School grad. I did help run a financial firm. These things by September will be really important, like they were for Herman Cain for a while in September of 8 years ago. And so that's my bet. I'd rather be the small growth stock today that's expanding. That's what I did for a living, small growth stocks, than what happened to people who have been former governors. I mean, if I was a former governor, I announced at 7% and went to 4%. I would, if I was a former vice president, you think Nixon in 60 started off at 7%? So these people have real problems. I don't. I'm moving forward with the real plans at stevelaffey.com to fix this country for the middle class, which has been destroyed partially by Donald Trump.
All right. GOP presidential candidate Steve Laffey, thank you so much for your time tonight. Do appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.